No one was hospitalized, for which I am thankful. Certainly, it was never anyone's intention for anyone to be hurt. It was the 26th of September, 2014. I was on a hastily erected stage at Civic Square, which was filling up with protesters. We had not applied for a permit for assembly because the protest had unfolded spontaneously. We also believed in our inherent right to protest. After all, we were only calling for the democratic reform we were promised under our own constitution. I called out, encouraging more people to enter the square and join us. Students, white-collar workers, activists, and many others heeded the call, and as they climbed over the barriers that ringed the square, there was soon a large crowd. Spirits were high, and the scene, though chaotic, was also peaceful. We were energized, not angry. Suddenly the lights were turned off and we were pitched into darkness. From among the assembled protesters, a group of undercover police officers rushed up onto the stage. They surrounded me, grabbed my hands, and declared that I was being arrested. I was pressed against the stage backdrop and could hardly move. As the police led me away through the crowds, shock soon turned to anger. Protesters sought to record what was happening with their phones. In response, the police attempted to confiscate them. While police and protesters struggled, no one was intentionally assaulted by either side. Hong Kong had yet to lose its innocence. I had broken the law, but I was also exercising freedoms of assembly and protest which are guaranteed under Hong Kong's constitution, known as the Basic Law. The protest itself was called because we wanted a fully elected legislature returned by universal suffrage, and to be able to vote for our chief executive, as the head of Hong Kong's government is called. This was the promise Beijing had made when Hong Kong was returned to Chinese sovereignty in 1997, and it is a promise that matters to Hong Kong people. So, to put it simply, I was jailed for asking Beijing to honor its word, to respect the constitution it had agreed for Hong Kong, and to treat Hong Kong people not as subjects, but as citizens. In July 2017, 1 month before my imprisonment, I was disqualified from my seat in Hong Kong's Legislative Council on orders from Beijing. That I had been elected to one of the council's popularly contested seats and could therefore claim, unlike the majority of pro-Beijing legislators, to have a democratic mandate, only made me more of a target. Unable to persuade people not to give me their vote, the Chinese government chose instead to change the rules. Within a year, and despite having sworn my oath of office to the word, my oath had been declared void and I was one of 6 pro-democracy legislators to be removed from the council. A strong showing in the ballot had given us the numbers to block legislation requiring a 2/3 majority, the most power possible in a system rigged to favor Beijing's candidates. The 6 disqualifications happened to be exactly the number needed to swing the numbers back in Beijing's favor. In the context of this political turmoil, and knowing that I was being targeted, I was anxious about my sentencing. Unlike in mainland China, where the one-party dictatorship has a long and continuing history of political persecution, Hong Kong was meant to be different. In former Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping's famous phrase, we were supposed to be one country, 2 systems. 2 systems not only in our economy and in our structures of government, but in the way power is exercised. This model of governance was meant to preserve not only business confidence in the city, but also the values and way of life of a distinct and free Hong Kong community. Being sent to prison for a peaceful protest was new. It represented a worrying sign of how Hong Kong was changing. My case, which was one of several that year, was the byproduct of a deteriorating political climate, marked by Beijing's increasing intervention in Hong Kong affairs, which had been steadily building over the past decade. Investment in Hong Kong had become leverage for economic control and economic interest, coupled with political oversight.